because the new year, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I'll wait. I'll be patient. It's not like I'm going to race for a while.
Yeah. USAC is usually so well organized. You know, it's weird that, everything is going so great.
I know.
Yeah.
Wait, are we live?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. They're going to think I think poorly about the United States.
Yeah, we've never talked
Cycling.
about that topic.
Wow. Oh, no. Shit. Are they going to treat me differently? Are they going to ignore me?
And they have been. They ignored you the first time you licensed up.
Yeah, they pretty much did. L26053. First number.
Wait,
Mine was
this?
my new number
Yeah.
is actually lower than my original.
My new number, people think I've left numbers out. When I apply to races online, it won't accept it because it's so low. It's 5401. And people are like, you're missing numbers. I'm like, no, that's my number.
Because what was it, 92, 93 when they
switched.
They switched because they picked up Norba and did BMX. And then they erased all USCF and you had to get a new number.
Yeah.
And I was going through a divorce and I said, screw it. I'll see you next year. There's
So you
always
passed
next
a year.
Yeah, and then that's why my number's
Gotcha.
49133.
I don't know. I was only 2 years old then.
5401. That is old. That is low number.
So you didn't get to keep your original number.
L26053.
The L. Isn't that funny? We always say L, and then that means license.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. But we did.
It's a long one.
That's like saying your EIN number.
6 numbers.
Mine was 52127.
EIN and the number.
Yeah, EIN number. What's yours, Jack?
Mine's 6 numbers.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty
Should
high.
I not be giving mine out over the air? Is somebody going to
I
steal
think
my
everybody
cycling
can see
identity?
it.
It's like your
Everybody can see
cycling
it.
social security
No, it's
number.
not.
Shit. Maybe they're going to,
I
maybe
have
somebody fast is going to steal it and I'm going to get
You better watch
results.
out.
I've always
only
I love mine. It's 366360. It's like actually something that I can remember.
Yeah.
It's almost just the same thing over and over again.
See, 6 numbers. Mine's 4. That's
Yeah.
why
Mine's 5.
yeah, it spits me out. It's like, no.
That's still
not
crazy
right.
that yours is 5. Yeah.
But mine's 4.
Yeah, well, you're really old.
Wow.
Fucking hell. I don't think I have my audio set to go to the right place.
Are we recording down below?
We are recording.
We haven't done this in a little while.
It hasn't. We are recording. And there's the audio coming through the right place. I don't think the new theme's ever going to happen. I think Lance is left.
I think this one's perfect.
It is very, oh, that's good.
I loved his bumpers, though.
Yeah.
They were
that's
good.
the thing. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why I
it's
was looking
really good.
forward to the new theme. It did
Yeah,
such
me
a good
too.
job.
But it is like when you hear the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song, you know what's coming
Oh,
next. Yeah,
a
you
bunch
know?
of idiots talking about bikes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, actually, we should do that.
Voiceover.
Packfiller
voiceover of that.
Podcast. Speaking of which, Christmas has come and gone. 2025 is on the way. Believe it or not, Jackson now will drink an IPA. Time to make promises, predictions, and goals for the year. Although I shouldn't, mine will probably be to drink more beer. Welcome to episode 461. That is right, 461 of the longest standing podcast on the sport of cycling. This is the one and only Packfiller Cycling Podcast. Think of us as a post-ride beer with several friends and one asshole. I potentially am that asshole. And with me are the usual subjects, the prognosticators of pedaling, the peloton of pundits, otherwise known as the Packfiller Hit Squad. Let's start off the last show of 2024 with tonight's prologue questions. To get to the blood flowing, brought us with a little help with by our friends, at Untapped Maple. That's right. Again, partnering with us for 2025. Thanks, Untapped. Great products, great fuel, great flavor, and so much more. Use our link to find out. Gentlemen, what are your New Year's Eve's plans? New Year's Eve plans, and what do you toast the new year with? So let me rephrase that because I said it absolutely horribly. I wrote this and I can't even read it. What are your New Year's Eve plans, and what do you toast the new year in with? There, and I even said it kind of calmer.
Yeah, you did
There you
it.
go.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, I should do it like a resolution. Like I only get like 50 F-bombs for the year or
No,
something like that.
Whoa,
that's not
that's
possible.
unreasonable.
No.
Yeah. Set attainable goals.
That's only 5
What is it?
podcasts.
It's
That's like saying I'm going to win an Olympic medal, or I'm going to race the Tour at the age of 55.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
dude, you can't drop. You drop 50 F-bombs in a week.
You ever heard of SMART goals?
No.
It
I haven't heard of
stands. It's an
SMART
acronym. I
anything.
can't remember what it is.
Oh
but
yes, it's. I literally just learned about
Yeah.
this. It's like, it's. I forget what the S
something
is.
measurable.
Attainable,
Attainable.
and time relevant.
Yeah.
Specific.
Yeah.
Specific.
Specific.
That's what you
You
said for your
need,
students.
you need
as
to do
well.
that. So that's not an attainable or smart.
You're right. Tonight's introductions, I'm going to be mentioning everybody in ways that I conspire that they are working to slow me down. These are all conspiracy theories I have for each and every one of you on how you are working
Love
against
this.
me to ruin my cycling life. Number one, he's not only lying about his age, he has to be doping. Mr. Paul Main.
Wow, spread that rumor. Jeez.
little vitamin T.
Yeah. No, I'm joking, but you're always fast, and I'm starting to learn that maybe I just need to shift up, and slower gears, bigger gears, just it hurts, but it maybe makes you go
Works.
faster. Yeah. I'm gonna just, when Lance came along and was spinning everywhere, everybody started spinning. I'm gonna go back to Paul style and just mash a gear, until you hear the creaking.
That's right.
Yeah. Breaks frames, dude. Apparently. So, first of all, how are you, man?
Good.
Yeah. Second of all, how's the new year coming in, and what are you going to toast with?
Well, tomorrow is my brother-in-law's 61st birthday, so we're
Okay.
going out to dinner. My wife and her mom and her brother and his wife.
Okay.
So we'll probably toast and we usually do some bubbling, sparkling wine or something. But like I like prosecco better than champagne.
Yeah. My wife
a
does too.
general
My wife does too.
So
There's a
Okay.
difference.
Yes.
yeah,
Prosecco is
from
Italian.
Italy.
Champagne is specifically from a region in France.
But they
And
both
everything
taste
else,
the same, right?
No,
No, not even close.
Oh, this
Prosecco's
is
a little
embarrassing.
sweeter, right?
no,
Or was it
not
the other way around?
necessarily.
Yeah, I don't
Not
know.
necessarily.
Yeah.
So they
You can
taste
get
the
you
same.
can get sweeter champagne. Depends on the region. It depends on the
I don't know why, but all wine with bubbles in it makes my head hurt.
Mm.
I can have the smallest glass, and the next morning just going.
which is weird because beer is quite carbonated.
gonna
That's
say.
all it is.
Yeah, I
is
don't
just
know why.
carbonation.
Yeah.
It's the bubbly wines that
But
do it. to
I
me.
wonder
Just-
if because usually they use a Pinot Noir as that's where you get that kind of a champagne color, not
Okay.
just the white. It's a little red, kind of slight pink.
Oh.
So I wonder if it's
the red wine curse
Yeah,
that
it's
messes
that-
me.
I bet you anything.
I don't get stuffy with it though. I get stuffy with red wine. Wake up in the middle of the night and both noses are clogged so seriously that I'm like. That's what it sounds like when I try to inhale through my nose after wine. Can't do it. So Pat, why do you drink so much then?
I was just gonna ask.
Well, you just
if
you keep
you-
drinking to find the stuff that doesn't make you
Exactly. I'm on a search like OJ with the murderer.
Yeah, on the golf course.
Yeah.
Nope, he's not here.
Yeah. I drink every style of alcohol until I find the ones that are bad for me. Oh, yeah, all of them. Second off, he's a bully, and he says bad things about me. That's why.
Wait,
that's why.
That's not a conspiracy.
That's just
true.
I didn't even need to say it was Mr. Sam Waples.
Yeah.
So there we
That
go.
one's real.
Talk to me about your New Year's. If that chords, you can maybe. tighten
Yeah,
it.
I don't. I'm gonna definitely be celebrating like East Coast New Year's.
Are you really?
Yeah, I don't stay up till midnight. We did it last year because we were in Seattle, and that was kind of cool for the fact that like they had this drone show going on.
Oh,
But
wow.
I don't. Is Spokane doing anything?
They have fireworks.
I mean, there's always something downtown.
Okay.
The annual running of the pit bulls.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. So no, and I'll probably toast
Meth
at
Olympics?
9 with. Oh, that is probably what we will be doing.
Little town of Bethlehem.
And maybe some whiskey. You know.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
I had another one, blowing fentanyl and pretty shapes and rings and stuff like that. Does fentanyl come out as
That's
smoke?
probably what
Does
happened.
did you blow fentanyl? Is it a smoke?
I don't know.
Well,
Never done fentanyl.
they smoke it and
And
they
Yeah.
shoot it
kills
out.
and-
So
and,
is it? Yeah. Is it? But it smokes. Obviously.
Yeah,
I'm
that's,
sure.
you'll find foil all over
Yeah.
downtown, and
I
that's
bet.
from smoking.
So, ignorance is bliss. I was going to say he's a climber who takes advantage of it and that challenges me to drink more. Remember the, hey, fuckers.
David wants to come
He wants to come.
here. He wants
Do
to.
we
He wants to
invite
be
him?
in this place. I
Do we
wanna
invite
make
him?
sure
Oh, thank you.
Yep,
Thanks
yep.
for the correction.
He
We
also-
were ending the year
I-
very poorly.
Yeah.
Yep.
With
Just
that
wanted to be sure.
comment.
We all knew.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
He's,
It's dead and gone.
Yeah.
He also just said in
We
a
don't
text.
need to reiterate.
David
this.
also just said in a text that I want to say this on air that he
Oh,
says his butthole
I'm
hurts.
back.
What?
Yeah.
I'm back, and
There
that
you go.
completed it.
What was he back from?
I don't know why that is.
Where
Don't.
was he, Sam? Where was your brother?
I have no clue, honestly.
He said his butthole
Probably
hurts.
working. What? No.
He said
didn't
in
say
a text
that.
that his butthole hurts. I'm saying this live on air.
Was
Can't
it a
take
group
back.
text?
Yeah. Anyway, so there's that one about David. I'm not going to give him but so next he's nice, supportive, and genuine, which makes me think he severely hates me, Mr. Jackson. All right, man. I've seen you
Yeah.
a ton over the last week.
Yeah,
It's been,
yeah.
It's been a lot of time here.
Yeah, we have. It's been good. We figured out the whole bike situation yesterday.
Yeah,
which was
What'd you
great.
guys do? What'd you
We
guys
worked on brakes. Worked on hydraulic brakes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they
New
work well.
pads?
Not new pads. We just had to rebleed it.
He should get some new pads, but
Yeah,
they're
eventually.
they're getting down there.
Mhm.
But we just I didn't really need to bleed. We just kind of flushed through it and got the air bubbles out, and everything's better now.
Chain,
Nice.
waxed the chain, which
Yep.
was nice. Yeah.
Yep.
So we're all back to working order. New Year's.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Yeah. Tomorrow we didn't really know until yesterday. But now we're gonna go downtown for one drink.
You are.
Yes. Or however many in that one place, and then we're gonna go home.
Okay.
Do you know what place?
Yeah, it's the Twigs downtown.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep. It'll be good. We got a reservation.
Oh good.
Wow.
So, because that's the only way to get anywhere. But other than that, I'm not really big into like the other like party bars.
Yeah.
So, and neither is my wife. So we're just gonna go home
Jeez.
and watch the
for
rest
you.
of New Year's Rockin' Eve because we both really enjoy watching that. Because we,
It's
What
just
is that?
kind of a controlled train.
It's
What
like-
is that?
did you ever watch like Dick Clark?
Are you effing Canadian or
Who is
something?
that?
Oof.
Oh my!
Oof.
I want to come back, guys, please.
It's on
It's American Bandstand. Man.
What is it? NBC, Fox, One of the two?
ABC.
ABC. It's literally just like a show that is
It's
like a party.
It's
Huh.
Times Square.
Yeah, it's Times Square.
The party at Times Square. You've never watched the ball drop in Times Square.
Not that I'm aware of.
Are you some
Maybe
sort of a
Y2K?
religious cult member that has lived in
No,
white
I don't
linens
stay up
in
that
a
late.
cabin in the woods?
What
Oh
starts
wait,
at like
that's
8?
East Coast.
Yeah.
I'll watch it this
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Well, but it's delayed for our.
Oh,
is,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna watch it this
Well,
year.
they do it on both.
That's why.
They do it for both.
Is he
You are
here?
weird.
No, I just moved this.
Oh.
You are
Um,
really weird.
But I've been joking
Yeah.
lately that
Oh.
it's like, oh, this is Taylor Swift's ex stepbrother's like son performing, and then everybody's going crazy, and it's like I've never heard of like 90% of the people that
Yeah,
perform.
yeah.
Oh, I haven't
at
either.
New Year's
yeah.
Rockin' Eve.
And there are so many people who think they know who it is. And
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
No,
well,
I
it's,
agree.
those are the people who paid $300 to
Yeah.
be shot. It reminds me of that episode in Friends where it's Monica and and Ross when they are like dancing. You know that episode
No, I
where they're
haven't seen
dancing
it.
and they're
Yeah.
getting filmed and everything, and they're trying to get on camera. Anyways,
Cool.
if anybody watched Friends, they probably know what I'm talking about. But we'll watch that. So
Okay.
good story. Really good story that gets
Finalizing. I have my own conspiracy theory about myself. I'm obviously suffering from some sort of disorder that makes me suffer worse than others to no benefit. In other words, I am a walking man flu.
I was
Mentally.
wondering where that was
I'm
going.
a walking mental man flu. Yeah, I have it worse though. You guys were
You
working
have
hard, but for some
mono.
reason my pain
Yeah.
was worse than yours.
Yeah.
No,
No, you know what? What was it the Cav had a couple years ago?
Epstein Bar. You
Epstein
already had
bar.
that.
I did.
You have long Epstein
term,
bar. Yeah.
long-
It's kind of
long
like
bar.
long COVID. You have long bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Totally. Don't ask the doctor.
Okay. I maybe will go out for a cocktail. We are really boring people, by the way, if you listen to us. Paul at least is kind of going out.
it was just like I find that New Year's Eve, and I feel like I've talked to a lot of people about this, is one of those holidays where it's like, oh, this is super fun.
Yeah.
Actually, the idea of it is really fun, and then when it's the day, you're like, oh, this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's getting like weirdly hammered for like a time, you know, like
yeah, and
for
you-
midnight.
Yeah, and you
We had
start
a
out the new
couple-
year feeling like ass.
Yeah. We had a couple like with CP and his wife, and
Yeah.
you and your wife and my wife. And I think a couple of we stayed up. I mean, like 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah,
And it was terrible.
it was
The
terrible.
next day.
Yeah,
If we had like one of those, pack filler nights again, and it just so happened to be on New Year's Eve, I could stay up late for that.
you could.
Yeah, but otherwise, I don't know.
Your next day's gone.
Your next
Just-
day's gone.
Oh my God.
And I
This is
get the
blown
day
away.
off, so like I want to just chill.
I don't know about the staying up. That really bothers me. It's just like I've never been that big of a party.
Yeah,
So
I will stay
Unless
up to
it's
midnight.
the boys.
I will stay.
unless
Up,
it's the boys.
Oh, boy.
I will stay up. I will stay up to real.
What's up?
Hi.
I know.
You're talking- you've been
guys,
talking this
I
whole
got
time?
kind of
You're
broy
excited.
there for a
Yeah.
second.
I will stay up to literal midnight to
Uh-huh.
wash local midnight, and my wife will be on the couch asleep next to me, and I'll wake her up during the countdown, and then we'll go to bed. That'll be it. And I will toast it in. I have a little Michter's bourbon left from the holidays, which I can't believe I have left because the holidays, I should have drank a lot more than I did.
How many bottles did you go through? Not enough.
Of roundabout spirits,
No, just bourbon.
just bourbon. I'm drinking a lot more Jamesons. right
Okay,
now.
that's fair.
Yeah.
What are you,
And-
Irish or what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Speaking of which, how was your holiday, everybody? Just roundabout. No Jackson was here, so I don't have to ask you where it was. Mine was here. We had 16 people for dinner in this house, a 1920s home with not a huge dining room.
Did it get hot?
It got hot. We left the door open. And at one point in time, I think I told you guys I was cooking a tenderloin roast, which cost me at least a mortgage payment to buy it. And it almost burned because I did it on the grill. And no, it was okay.
It ended up really good.
Okay.
It was on the grill, and I was sitting in the house just talking with people, and I have a remote thermometer on it. I seared, and then dropped the flames down and kind of let it get ready. And my sister-in-law fortunately went outside with her dog, and she says, "Pat, your grill is about to burn the house down." I mean, a grease fire kind of thing fired up, and I went out there, and the whole thing was like
In
yellow.
flame, Yeah.
And so I opened it up, which I just,
You started blowing on it.
Put some water on it, right? That's the way to put those out.
no.
Where's my bourbon?
Yeah. No, I fortunately, I shut off the gas and everything like that, and just kind of, and then I was just like, I'm taking these in immediately. So they were a little, the crust was perfect actually, and the meat turned out perfect, and so that was the highlight of
You
mine.
couldn't do that again.
No.
If you tried.
No, shit, no. And
Hey, this is great, Pat. How'd you do this?
yeah,
I don't know.
Fire. Fire is how.
Fire. Yeah.
see that this is the site of where it happened. Notice where the aluminum siding is a little warped. That was the flavor.
The lead paint
Oh.
dripped on it.
Yeah.
Yes, weird. Oh, so no, it was good. I was kind of like I guess I could say my highlight and that types of moment. But how about you guys? Sam, where'd you go? Were you here?
I was
You
here.
were home.
Yeah, in-laws.
How many
this
people?
Year. There would be 6 of us.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah. But then
Tofurkey?
almost animals outranked humans because then there was another 6 animals in the house. So there's
Holy
a lot
shit.
of moving beings. Yeah.
Tofurkey?
No, we actually had veggie lasagna. Really good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really good.
I made a lasagna on Christmas Eve.
I love that.
I made a lasagna Christmas Eve. I made the meat on Christmas Day, and then we had French dips the next day. And I at one point I almost lost my shit.
Yeah.
I just broke. I just was like, I looked at my wife and I said, I have to go sit down. And fortunately, dinner was ready. And so I said, I'm just going to go sit down.
Physically, emotionally, or spiritually?
It's just the switch went off.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
And I just sat in the living room, and everybody was like, Pat, aren't you going to eat? And I'm like, I don't ever want to eat again. Unless it's the heart of every one of you fuckers.
You first.
Oh my God, that is good.
Sorry, I keep stealing the thunder on my Christmas. But how about gifts? Paul, you went to the kids, right?
I went to my daughter's place,
Yeah.
and they had brisket and
Ooh.
what was it? Ham? No, brisket and probably something I don't like fish. And there was some potatoes and some Jello salad. That's raspberry Jello salad.
Nice.
My sister does. It's so good. I just like. So, yeah, it was good. Grandkids were there. Got
And
to
Bethany,
watch them open up.
your dogs, your cats, by any chance like Jello? Yeah, that's a Christmas joke. The
You
Jello
scoop me
salad.
up
with
some
Oh
cat
yeah,
food piece.
from a Christmas vacation.
Mhm.
With catnip in it.
Yeah. How about gifts? What was best gift you might have received? I'm wearing one of my favorite gifts. My son and my daughter-in-law gave me this Irish sweater, which is badass.
That is super. I was
nice
actually noticing
cabling.
that. That's like
Yeah.
It's from Dublin.
Yeah.
Yep.
that is authentic. That's
And I
super cool.
learned the art of wind washing.
Yeah, you better take care
You
of
just
that.
Don't
hang it up.
wash it.
You don't
Yeah.
wash it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yep.
just hang it up.
That's
Very
the beauty of
interesting.
wool.
Yeah.
That is the beauty of wool.
Yeah,
Super,
that
super
is
interesting.
super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Norwegians don't do it. Icelandic people don't.
Yeah.
Nobody washes wool.
Mm-hmm.
Only Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Interesting.
we're idiots.
Mhm.
This sweater, and I also got a cycling related. I got one of those Wahoo fans, those headwind
Oh.
fans,
Very cool.
and
So is it controlled by your heart rate and stuff?
you can do that or just regularly. You control it from your phone. Or you can just turn it on if you want. But I have it paired with my heart rate strap, and so when I get to certain heart rate, it just it speeds up and gets faster.
Cool.
And it sits on the floor about 3 feet away from my bike. It's not right there in front of it. And it I did like 30 miles today on the trainer, and it was whisper quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was waiting for somebody to say it's quiet because you weren't going fast. You guys missed that opportunity.
We've
You're already-
broken you.
It's the end of the year.
These are the
We want-
We
demons.
have broken you.
These are the demons.
I kind of
It's
feel
sitting in
bad
my
about
head.
that one.
Yeah, the guy's sitting on my shoulder just going, "'Cause you're slow." No, it's and it was great. And even at the highest heart rates I hit today, and it was at max, it was not loud. I mean, I could still hear my music. I could still hear everything like that. So it was cool.
That's cool.
It's really cool. Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's not cheap. I mean, I guess
No.
it's probably like a $300 fan. And people are thinking, why? I'm saying because I asked my wife for it, and she finally.
it's
Do you
gave it.
have one of those
Yeah.
Wahoo wheel thingies where you go up and down?
No.
I almost think I'd want that more than the fan.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want that?
I sweat too much.
David's running down.
Yeah, I sweat way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look who freaking decided to show.
Are we playing games?
We're 23 minutes into the show. That's the game we're playing.
You still got your physician badge on.
Who else? Talk to me about gifts. Talk to me about what you got. Even and if you could be cycling related, that'd be kind of cool too. But
I guess this is kind of cycling related. My wife got me a new pair of AirPods. 'Cause
Yeah?
my other ones, I don't know if I mentioned, they squeaked in my right ear every time that I would like breathe hard or anything. But these
sure that
ones,
wasn't you.
yeah, well, I know, it's just me making a noise. But they're really nice because they don't have the rubber tips. My ears are they don't fit the rubber tips very well, so they're great. And they are they've been nice because it changes being able to wear headphones on the trainer again.
Yeah.
For a while, it's such a first world issue. However,
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to not have to play it through a big speaker, and so the whole entire apartment complex hears. But
Yeah.
it's been getting me more motivated to get on the trainer, and then my weights. I
Yeah.
got weights.
Yeah.
A 50-pound kettlebell, which has
Nice.
been. Well, when you hear the number 50, you're like, oh, that's not that bad.
50 is a lot.
50 is
a lot of
kind of a
weight.
lot.
That's a lot of weight.
But
Big
I've,
kettlebell.
it is. It's a very large kettlebell. But I've been surprised about what I can actually lift. So I'm proud of
Should have
myself.
seen the look on the UPS driver's face.
I heard he wasn't very happy
He was
when
not.
it came.
He was not.
think
I wish we had a ring camera because
Did
I'm
he
sure he flipped us
drag
off.
the box down the sidewalk?
He
It's
should
just
have. Boom. He was. Yeah. I
Yeah.
honestly, I He dropped it off, and then I went to the door and opened the door, and I turned and I opened the door, and he turned back just to
gave you
kind
the
of look
bird.
at me.
Yeah.
No, he didn't flip me off, and I would have accepted the bird at that. I've just been like, earned.
I think that
I
you're
am the asshole.
I think you're liable for the workers' comp on this when his back goes out. And you just admitted
Nice.
fault
Well,
on there.
it
So.
had a heavy sticker on it.
Oh,
They should've
never
been
mind.
wearing
You're
a back
good.
Oh,
brace.
Yeah.
you're
That's his
clear then.
fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're clear.
Yeah.
What are the team lift?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's 50
It's a
pounds.
team
Come
lift.
on, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think anything
on.
over
If these noodle
75
arms can lift it.
That's the limit.
It has to. Yeah, I think
Oh.
75 is the limit. Yeah, but
Yeah, well.
well, Jeff Bezos sells it. So.
Yeah. But it's been nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Any other cool gifts? David, by the way, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
It starts at 6.
Yep. Is this the latest anybody's ever been? Because I feel like Sam's always here about this time.
I think it is. Pretty much.
I think you
I think so.
you did it.
Way to go.
I thought I missed my chance.
And by the way, I don't know if you knew about these things that we are all carrying around in our pockets.
You guys,
They're
I have-
called cellular phones, and you
Yeah,
can
and you
talk
can
back and
answer
forth with these.
anytime.
Yeah, it's these as they say in Saturday Night Live when Angela Merkel was interviewed. She called them the tiny emails,
The tiny emails,
which
I
are
have-
texts.
I have 3 tiny email machines at work, and this is the only. I don't check.
What do
this
you
one
got?
until-
Burners? What are you, a fucking pimp?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. How do you? I'm a legal drug dealer. I have
Oh, that's
3.
true.
Yeah,
I
he's
have
a
3
legal drug
phones.
dealer.
Yeah, I have 2
This one's
burners.
for Pfizer.
Yeah.
This is Mercker.
Yep. Yeah.
This is Bayer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't want to give my real phone number to these people.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Christmas
Makes
was
sense.
good.
Christmas was good. Yeah, I think so. It was
Any
good.
cool gifts?
Danielle got me skate skis.
What?
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, so because I've always talked about wanting to get into skate skiing because it's like faster and
God, that's actually a cool
Yeah.
gift.
I know.
That's a cool gift.
And I got her a trainer.
You know
so
what
we
she
could ride
got me?
together.
You got her a trainer?
Direct drive.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
sweet.
The
Oh,
Garmin.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Zwift one?
The Garmin one.
The
Yeah,
Garmin?
I was looking at that one that Sam liked, but the Garmin one, it was quieter. And
Was it the tax one?
Yes.
Nice.
Or Flux, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, Tax Flux S or something.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Really
So
cool.
it's got unfortunately, it's the lower tier one because it maxes out at 1,500 watts. So Danielle's
Oh,
going to be a
Jesus.
little bit hindered there.
Of
Yeah.
course.
She won't be able to hit her max of
She won't be
2,000
able to
watts that
crush.
she
Yeah.
does. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Multiple times in a workout.
That's a
Yeah.
shame, really.
She had one more podium appearance than I did this year.
Then all of us,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was on the podium.
Oh, really?
I was on
Yeah.
the podium.
No, wow.
I was on the
Thrice.
podium.
Were you not on the podium,
I
dude?
don't
Oh,
think I
weird.
got any
You were on a
podiums, no.
podium.
You were on a
You were
podium.
100% on a podium.
Yeah.
Was?
I didn't want to tell you, but you were.
I wasn't on the podium.
It's okay,
It's like
Pat.
mountain biking.
You
We're
weren't
on
on a
your
podium,
team.
Pat?
You were on a
We're
road
your
podium too.
team.
Hey, listen, you're always on our podium.
Yeah, you're on our podium, Pat.
You two were together.
That's right, I was.
You're
yeah.
a winner in our eyes. Top box. Top box.
Oh man.
Oh,
And some Lulu underwear.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
thought
got
about
some-
Jackson.
good.
Yeah.
He got
It's
Lulu
been sweet
underwear.
lately.
Oh, wow. You
Yeah.
know what it's like? That underwear?
It's
Like
know.
an angel cupping
your
It-
balls.
It genuinely is life changing.
Yeah.
They're
It is,
amazing.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's supportive.
Yeah.
I never really knew what real support was until I tried those on.
I know.
It's emotional.
It's like it's like taking all of the hugs you could have gotten when you were a child
yeah.
and just wearing them.
Who hugs you where like that?
That's like no. Take
You
it
weren't
easy.
raised
I'm not
cat.
talking like
Oh.
that.
Yeah, that was such a
Well, we're
good.
talking
That was
about
gold.
cupping.
And in front of your dad.
What's wrong,
This
Pat?
is getting away
Talk
from
to
us.
No, it's just this religious experience that you guys are talking
Oh.
about. You pull them on and you hear this choir music in the background.
Yeah, no, it's every morning.
Angel shows up, cups them gently.
Yeah.
Christ himself shows up.
Yeah. to bless them for the day.
Line crosser.
That was good.
Oh my God! Did
Man.
anybody get any riding in over the past 2 weeks? How?
Trainer.
Yeah, trainer.
Yeah.
It has been.
I rode outside.
Did you really?
That mountain
Road?
bike ride?
Oh, it's a mountain bike. Never mind.
It's gonna be tough for us to ride on the first.
Are we
Well,
doing that?
if it's like today, okay. First of all, I want to let the listener know that it has been shit ass weather here. It has been just a constant deluge of water. In fact, outside the studio, I have a drain in the ground, but it's not work. It can't keep up with
no
all the
longer
rain
draining.
we've had. So we got Lake Packfiller out there, and it is. It's been just shit. It's been misty. It's been kind of hazy. It's been raining constantly, and it's been absolutely horrible. So we're going to talk a little bit about the indoor training stuff like that. But by the way, the New Year's Day ride, Jackson's like, well, guess we can't do it.
No,
I don't know if you
it's gonna be
noticed.
hard.
I don't know if you noticed today, for an example. It snowed last night, but by like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the roads were wet.
Mm-hmm.
It's really icy out there right now.
Is that why you're late?
Yeah, well, the sun
Yeah.
is down.
I don't know my snow tires.
Holy
on
shit!
Yet.
Does anybody think David looks like Kenny Loggins right now?
Don't even
That's
know who
right.
it is.
I don't.
Danger
over
zone.
my head.
Yeah.
Danger zone.
You don't know who it is? You
It's
guys
a little
all
over
need
my
to
head.
watch the
Archer.
Yacht Rock. No, Yacht Rock documentary on
Okay.
HBO. You look like Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins. Yeah.
Loggins.
Yeah. I'm all right. Danger Zone.
No.
Danger zone.
Oh, I know that from
That's
Top
Kenny
Gun.
Loggins.
Oh,
Okay, let's right the ship here. I'm really offended. I got like 4 days in.
Hey.
Plus, I've been rowing too. So, and I
since our
found,
last podcast.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh no, not since last. It's been 2 weeks since last podcast.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I rode like 4 days this last week. This last
Nice.
7 days. So it's been good. It's been good. Some out of complete rage. Some out of
Complete rage.
yeah, just get out of my house. Get out of my house. That kind of thing. But
Yeah.
no, I joke. My family's awesome. They were all really cool.
It's a joke. I was laughing.
Yeah. But speaking of which, I did watch a few videos last night. I was sitting there watching a few videos.
Did you take my recommendation?
No, you gotta resend that to me because
Okay.
I didn't
I
get the
will.
name. But I did watch VC Adventures. Tyler, I didn't watch the whole thing. It's like a 12-hour video
Yeah.
of him doing the Festive 500 in one sitting.
Oh, I thought you were
Five-
talking about the coastline one.
No, that's beautiful series. That's a great series.
Seriously,
of videos.
yeah.
But he's doing
Bro.
500K.
Bro.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, I saw it at one point, and somebody like paid him $100 to do an FTP test
Yeah.
in the middle of this.
Yeah, that's what I hear. He
That
had a
sounds
scale of this kind of
horrible.
stuff. Yeah, he's doing 500K in one sitting, and he's trying to do it in the fastest known time. Under 11 hours and 45 minutes or
On a
something. Like that.
trainer?
Yeah.
500 kilometers?
Yeah.
300 and something
Okay.
miles.
There's something miles.
I thought it was gonna
Yeah.
be like 500 miles.
No. Yeah.
That's
And
insane.
so I watched that, and then I also watched who's the NorCal.
Jeff.
He and his buddy are back together again.
Yeah,
they
EJ.
Yeah, I saw
brought
that.
they're happy together, and that's
Yeah, I
so
didn't
Well, it
even know they
sounded
had
like
beef.
the interesting thing is EJ, if those who aren't following it, NorCal Cycling, Jeff's been doing this for a long time, and I've followed him for quite some time.
Has he been doing
EJ
it since
was-
1999?
Probably not.
Then he can shut
No.
the hell up.
He works for NASA. What do you do for a living?
I teach the future children of America.
It's
Who
been
might
what
work
subject?
at NASA one
In-
day.
Mathematics. What is it? Quantum physics. What?
Financial literacy.
Yeah, there we go.
I do. Yeah. Oh, amongst theater arts. But
Yeah. But I always thought that they had a separation because EJ was actually his editor, and they had a split, and it ended up it was EJ makes it sound like it was more his fault.
yeah, and it was an interesting video. I don't watch a whole lot of their content.
Yeah,
because
they
it's usually not my
they
thing.
more
actually
of
did
EJ's
a
fault or more of-
Zwift race together.
Yeah, and that's what the thing was. And then what I really liked about both videos, and I don't know if you guys noticed the common theme is they both referred to the platform as a game.
Mm-hmm.
What it is?
They
That's
refer
exactly
to Zwift
right.
as a game, but it's the first time this trend of calling it that was really interesting because it's a training platform is usually what people would refer to or something like that, and so I thought it was really interesting that is what it is, and it is what it is. But it obviously, Eric Min and the Zwift people are, I'm sure, going to say it offers more. Would you say all online training platforms are in essence games, though?
No.
I think the racing is more the game aspect as a training.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're referring to because, you can see like the power ups and stuff and using that at the right
Yeah.
moment and learning to draft because you can overshoot.
Yeah.
You have to learn how when you're trying to bridge up because that was the frustration for me. It's like I got to catch him. It's like it's so hard to judge. I can do it on the road.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the next thing, boom, I'm like, oh God, now I'm up front.
Yeah.
And that's not what I wanted to do. So
I think it has to
Just
have
learn it.
strategy to be a game, or like, something you can do like strategy wise or mentally to improve the outcome. And like Trainer Road is just following. There's no game to that. You're just following your power numbers. You can't like do anything other than pedal. So
But
it's 0%.
But
a game.
okay, I'm going to call you on that though, because sometimes I think of the at least the old school games, like heaven forbid Pong, where you're just chasing a dot. You're just trying to keep the dot alive. Trainer Road is just trying to keep your numbers where the numbers say you should be.
Yeah, but if you have it in erg mode, it's going to make you.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I see that.
Yeah.
But I would find it that in a game you have a goal, right? You have a goal of like beating something or attaining a specific like number. And I know you're going to say you're attaining your specific power goals, but I find there's some sort of like finish line.
Yeah, okay.
And with like a Pong, you're trying to beat the other player, or you're trying to beat the computer, right?
Yeah.
And then with this, it's just like you're just trying to get to the end of it.
Games are fun too. Okay, Trainer Road is brutal.
Yeah. Can I bring up another video of a sponsor?
Yeah.
Well, because isn't Ted King Untapped? Is that like
Yeah, he works for Untapped. Yeah, he's one of the founding members of Untapped.
That he has a really good video out right now. That's probably like
The King is back or something
yeah.
like that.
It was
I haven't
a
seen it
summary
yet.
of his like 2024.
Oh, really?
You should watch it.
It's
Okay.
pretty good.
It's really good.
Good.
Yeah.
I love. Ted has.
He is an awesome guy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Been on the
interviewed
show.
him.
Been on the show. He's been on the show. His wife has also been on the show. I interviewed them
yes.
separately.
He
Yeah.
was.
She also
Laura's
seems like
cool.
a beast.
Yeah, I will say he is like the one that really like. Maybe that's when I got to the game, but what I feel like fostered the
Absolutely.
YouTube era of cycling.
That and he was like kind of the first person to venture off from the pro circuit and do something different and alternative.
And he like paid a crew to do it too.
Yeah.
And that was like kind of the first we really saw of like seeing the inside of these competitions, seeing the inside of the gravel world. And I think that, and then once Rafa took it, that's when it blew up.
Yep. But I think he is king.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
So that leaves me also to ask about everybody's motivation. How we doing? It's been, like I said, it's been dark and depressing here. Does this kind of weather affect anybody's moods? Does anybody get seasonal depression?
Sad.
Yeah,
Of course.
Paul? Yeah,
I feel sad.
yeah,
Seasonal affected.
yeah, exactly.
I took our resident doctor's advice and started a vitamin D supplement, and it has genuinely helped.
Really?
I really do think so. Yeah.
More than a multivitamin supplement?
Yeah.
Vitamin D?
Well, you're probably gonna get more vitamin D than you would in a multivitamin.
No.
And specifically, like multivitamins are gonna have like some calcium and iron and probably stuff you're not necessarily needing.
Oh, so I should stop taking it.
Multivitamins.
Well, there is the age appropriate ones. Once you get to a certain age, you need a
taking one.
colonoscopy, you need a vitamin,
You need a little
Yeah,
vitamin D.
I'm just taking one for men, bro.
Yeah, it's just a men's. Oh, I mean, you just look and see how much vitamin D is, and just try to get.
Flintstone shape, but for men.
Yeah,
No, they're gummies, dude.
and you could chew them or you could swallow them.
It's like I wake up in the morning and I get gummies. Awesome.
Sometimes I reach for the wrong gummy though.
Then I have an awesome day.
Don't go to work though.
No, you just make sure you get like the right amount, like 1,000 to 2,000 IUs of vitamin D.
2,000 milligrams?
IUs, international units.
Nerd.
It's how you measure vitamin D.
Okay.
So it'll say on there. It's probably like 500 or something. Multivitamins are usually a little less.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I will toss my multivitamins.
Or you just add.
You just
No.
add. Otherwise, you might just get really expensive urine for a little while.
Really?
Yeah.
Should I sell it on the black
Yes.
Your
market?
urine?
The
Sure.
urine.
Or you can go pour it out in your garden and maybe get some.
Well, the
better
raccoons
plants
stay away
next
that
year.
way. Raccoons
Yeah.
stay away that way.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, I'm not going in there. You smell that
And
piss?
so does everybody else. Stay away.
They do.
Yeah.
That's why I pee in the backyard
It
exclusively.
smells like piss back here.
Drop-
Yeah, but no
That toilet.
raccoons.
Drop property values, all the great things, all the great things. Is anybody, finding? We're early in the starting the winter training phase. Is anybody having a tough time getting the ball rolling, or are we all kind of ready to roll?
I was rolling until I definitely missed like many. I think I didn't do 3 rides that I was scheduled for.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. For me, who doesn't miss any and is very structured with it. Yeah, because I just was kind of like, ugh, with holidays and all that. But now I'm back on track, you know. I haven't missed any. But yeah, no, I was kind of burnt out.
Wow. Okay.
I changed the trainer road outline for the training plan to only have 30-minute workouts because you can always increase the duration.
Mm-hmm.
You feel bad when you look at an hour workout and you're like, I want the 30-minute option.
Yeah.
And I kept looking at it, feeling bad about myself for decreasing the duration because I just don't want to be on the trainer for an hour. And then I changed it so that every single time it tells me I'm due for a ride, it says it gives me a 30-minute workout. I'm like, I could do 45 minutes or an hour right now, and I picked the longer one, and then you feel good about yourself. And so I'm
reverse psychology.
Reverse psychology to myself. So I am feeling a little bit better.
That's like the eat with a smaller plate thing.
Yeah.
And just get
It's
3
like,
servings.
I just went back 3 times. It's a smaller plate.
Yeah.
So I'm a good boy.
I agree with that.
Wow.
Well, I feel better about it. So
That's good.
All right.
That's good.
Okay. How about anybody up for or has anybody done any type of challenges that for the new year and those types of things? Thank you. Heaven forbid, Paul just handed me a beer. Has anybody ever done dry January?
Oh God,
No.
Really?
Never.
That's a thing.
Oh yeah,
Well, I tossed
it's a huge thing.
I tossed around the idea, but when I was saying it, I was like, except for Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And
then also Friday is a nice day to drink.
every other day that ends in a Y.
So I don't drink on Mondays and Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Yes.
Sundays you have to drink because you're depressed because you got to
you got to go back to work.
Church. You got to drink at church.
You got to drink at church.
That's true.
Yeah, like a good Catholic.
Can't wait for sacrament.
You're going up. You're going up. You take the host. You pop that into your mouth. They hand you the glass, the chalice, and you just slam it back.
You gotta quell the shivers.
I think I called dry January after I thought I might need to do that, but I was hungover from tequila. It's the only time it ever crossed my mind.
You know what?
That's the last time I drank tequila, too.
You guys don't know.
Because it made me think that.
There you go.
Yeah.
You guys don't know how therapeutic this entire show is for me. My wife and I battle back and forth, and not against each other, but against ourselves. We're just like going, I gotta cut back. So I'm not gonna drink on days that end in a Y or something like that. Just we always come up with something, and we do it for like 2 days, and then we fail, and then we're back.
It's like creating realistic goals.
It's back to the SMART goals.
Yeah.
What did we
Yeah.
talk about in the beginning of the show?
30-minute workouts, baby.
I also think that, like, and we've talked about this, but like setting those attainable goals and just like, things that you can actually do. Like, God, that's so, like, everybody's all in January. Honestly, it really, like, people that I know, it's like, oh, I'm going to do this right now. It's like, why don't I set up those goals that I want to like happen in the new year? I start that in like October.
Yeah.
Because then I like get into the new year and it's like, oh yeah, maybe by spring I'll be in full swing of this. But like everybody's like, I'm going to do it now. It's like, phase into it just like anything else in life.
Well, it's like any athletic club here, starting in 2 days. It's just going to be a madhouse.
Wild.
Yep.
That's why Planet Fitness sponsors this little show called New Year's Rockin' Eve.
Oh, I heard about that.
Jesus H. Tap dancing Christ.
And then
Have you heard about that, David?
No, what?
Yeah.
you don't know about New Year's Rockin' Eve on TV.
It's on ABC.
The dropping of the ball in
the
Central.
crystal
Oh,
ball.
yeah. The dropping
Not
of the ball.
Have you ever
In
seen
Chicago,
it being
yeah.
dropped?
In
No.
Chicago.
It's New York.
Because if you saw the post today, there was a song.
I didn't even see y'all's text.
Frank
Okay, there's
is
no way I was
Sinatra.
on
Yeah.
Instagram.
They always play New York, New York by Sinatra. His version of New York, New York at the end of the show.
Like, the one where it's like concrete
Bum,
jungle.
bum.
until I wear a mask.
Oh my God, that is so good. You are killing it right now.
You have no room to speak.
No, he's being funny, but he's being funny without even really trying.
Well, anyways. Dry January sucks.
Okay, yeah.
Thanks for bringing this back.
But then see, I find that people in January are like, oh, it's been a month and I'm not I don't have the body that I hoped I had.
Might
What's
as well
worth
be.
it? Yeah, exactly. Might as well be.
I was gonna say
I don't have the body. I quit drinking. Screw it. I'm getting drunk.
Yeah, nothing's working now.
Yeah.
Drink
I
to
think
forget.
health is in consistencies. So I think that dry January is dumb if you just plan to like slowly return to your ways. Like you're not going to cleanse yourself with 1 month a year. You just need to find a healthy.
But
all
think
year
about
habit.
the fact that you know, a guy like me, if I stopped drinking for the entire month of January, I would probably lose 10 pounds.
No, you wouldn't.
I just think my bank account would be really good.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
That might be true.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. You don't think I'd lose 10 pounds by
No.
drinking, by not drinking for a month? There's a challenge I'd give.
Okay,
You. No,
yeah.
I don't want to. I don't.
No,
wanna.
I don't.
Don't do
No.
that.
That's
No.
stupid.
I would agree with Pat honestly because usually
Yeah.
people do lose weight.
Yeah,
when
they
do.
do.
If
10 pounds though.
Well, I don't know how much, but like most people who quit drinking lose weight. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
But they're miserable.
Yeah.
They're
It's
miserable.
not even worth it.
They're all the people that have really like uncomfortably white teeth to a point where it's like that has to be like something wrong with your gums.
Also,
Yeah.
you wouldn't go downhill as fast. Did you think about
This
that?
is
You
true.
would lose
No.
downhill
This
speed.
is true.
Yeah.
That's all I got left.
Mm.
I do some of these year challenges and stuff like that. Like for example, I do the 10,000 squat in
That's
30
insane.
days. I will do it again. Because it's it just gets me going.
Do you also do 10,000 push-ups?
Shit, no.
Okay.
I
can't even do 10
Let's talk
push-ups.
about your shoulders.
No, I'm not doing push-ups ever
Good,
again.
good,
Yeah.
good, good.
I met a 70-year-old who did 100 push-ups a day for 1,000 days in a row. And he was 70-something, and he had the best shoulders I've ever seen in my life.
No way.
Really?
Seriously.
That's made up.
You gotta
That's
have
not
like
real.
excellent form.
Well, I have no idea.
I want an
That's
X-ray
crazy.
Yeah.
image of those.
Well, I don't know what they look like on the
That's what I'm
inside. He
saying.
was cut on the outside, though. It was impressive.
Wow.
So, anyways, that should be everybody's New Year's resolution: 100 push-ups a day for 1,000 days. Talk
Jesus,
to me
no.
in 3 years.
I'm actually, I like to settle into things too, where I do like usually starting this time of year because I get these 2 weeks off from my job. So I always try to settle into I design kind of a training program. And so one day a week I like to do a Zwift race, and I will start doing that. That will be my thing again. And then one day a week, I try to do a longer ride. I know you guys on the trainer are just like, I can't believe you did. Like today, my usual standard on the trainer now is about, when I have the time, is at least an hour and a half.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
insane.
I did 90 minutes today, and it's not that big a deal.
I've been doing that, but I want my body, my mitochondria, to like taste the fat that I've accumulated. It's like, wow, that was creme brulee. I mean, so it's it's really, instead of like, oh, that's sugar, that's chocolate, that type of thing. It's like,
So you've had
so
these wonderful
I've got
things.
it. I want all those things just to like, if I have it here, they might as well enjoy all the different things.
That's nice of
Yeah.
you. That's
fine
nice of
dining
you.
for your quads
Yeah.
mitochondria. That's really kind.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm thinking.
Don't know how we got here.
This is a great podcast.
We're gonna really turn it around next year. Speaking of which, let's settle into tonight's main topic: the year in review, along with a look into 2025, both in terms of big races, but our own personal battles and goals. This segment brought to us with some helps from. You ready for this? Our friends at Mike's Bikes, new for 2025. Be sure to check out all their amazing offerings, as well as our new link share, soon to be posted on our website at packfiller.com. Somebody hasn't updated the site, and that somebody is just about to taste the drink beer. I know that one name is actually, there are some reference materials in front of you guys, as well as a master sheets of the past year. Basically, what you guys have in front of you is a printout, thanks to the brilliant people at Pro Cycling Stats. You have the top ranked riders of this year, this past year. You have the top ranked teams of this past year. You have all the major races and who has won them over the past year. And you have next year's calendar. Not required readings, but something to refer to should you come up with an idea or a thought, or it can help you kind of finalize a thought process. Okay, so I know that one name is likely to appear a lot in this review, so I will try to get creative in my questioning so the entire night isn't a Tadej Pogačar circle jerk.
You see that his points are like almost like they're close enough to like the points between second and third.
They're almost
Added.
double.
Yeah.
If you added second and third, you would almost have Tadej's
Tadej.
points. Yeah, with 45.88.
That's
Close to 28.89.
bananas.
Yeah.
He has more points than the was it 18th? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 17th ranked team together.
Whoa.
Just him. He's one team.
Oh my God.
As a team, he would be
So what's the
Yeah.
game?
That's wild.
No
We're
game.
just no game
Reference.
yet. No game yet.
Hmm.
Yeah. You here yet?
What? No, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So, looking at the overall rankings of 2024, I know we can all agree that the top two are pretty obvious with Tadej and Remco. But are there any surprises that pop out to you in those? And that's the top sheet you have. Are there any surprises that pop out to you? For example, I'll give you one that Mathieu van der Poel is 8th with wins at E3, Flanders, and Roubaix. He still only managed 8th. I would have. I don't know why, but something in my head was going like, God, why aren't Roubaix and Flanders like double the points because they're such huge races? Why wouldn't he be at least 4th? That type of thing. So, is anybody see anything that pops into your mind?
Mark Hirschi's kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Seeing him
And
at 4th.
Beniam
Yeah.
Girmay is also like, I don't know, it's just higher than I would have thought. I definitely would have thought he'd be like
Stages.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was-
no, totally, yeah.
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 Yep.
But Mark Hirschi, didn't he win just like a bunch of little races? But like 2 weeks
all
span
in
or
the
something
towards
like
the end of the season.
Yeah.
I think he won. What was it?
Where's
he had
he
like
going
a
next
stage.
year?
A stage
Tudor.
win.
That's it.
Tudor. Yep. Hershey, I'm looking. Donostia San Sebastian Klaiskova. Yeah, I don't think I pronounced that correctly, but he won it. He also won the Bretagne Classic. He won. That is pretty much it.
Well,
so
and the
you
other
got to
thing-
assume it's probably a lot of top 5s.
Yeah,
top 10s.
and also that at the beginning of the year, for the last couple of years when he went to UAE, he really wasn't. He wasn't all that.
No.
So his move was kind of like, well, that was a bummer, and then bang,
Yeah,
and he picks it up at the end of the season, and then goes to Tudor. Goodbye.
yeah, maybe helps securing that contract.
Yeah.
Jasper Philipsen, I wouldn't have seen him in 3rd. I don't know why. I mean, the Milan San Remo
Yeah.
was great, but
Yeah, and didn't he win the same amount of stages as Girmay? Or he won one less, I think.
I think one less.
Yeah. So I think that was it. And then was that the only Grand Tour he raced?
I think so.
Wow. That's surprising. I feel like he did have a lot of those top 3s, though,
yeah,
during the tour.
yeah. And if you roll down that list a little bit, Sam will be happy to see that the first American on the list at 12th with Matteo Jorgensen,
Yep.
ahead of his teammate Wout van Aert.
Yep. Well,
Wait,
Paris.
Paris did
Yeah.
not hurt.
And a shitload of injuries.
Wout van Aert.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to admit that this was probably a shit year for Wout van
And he's
Aert.
still 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just
Isn't-
shows the quality of the
Yeah.
rider.
Yeah.
Isn't Mads?
Yeah, he rode for probably like an 8th of the total season. He still ended up 13th.
Where is Mads?
He's
Matt,
11th.
yeah, he's
Mads
11th.
11th.
So yeah, yeah.
So he's the first American, right?
Mads
Mads
Pedersen
is,
is not American.
He's
Danish.
Danish.
Yeah. See, there we go. Just testing y'all, you know.
Oh my god!
Wanna make sure you go into the new year
I-
sharp.
Well,
Just making sure you're sharp.
Yeah, it's, all we know is that somebody's going to buy America here soon because if we're threatening to buy Greenland, so somebody's going to buy us.
Ben
How does-
O'Connor, too, is pretty crazy.
How does a German get that high?
That was
you
a
know?
big surprise for me. What the- We're just going to let that go.
Well, I mean, what?
Oh, look at Brandon
second world?
McNulty. Go
Where is he?
America.
Where is he?
He's on
15th.
15th.
14th.
Yeah. This is not bad. This is a good showing for the
Go
Mountain
America.
Riders. Yeah. Yeah. America. Fuck you. Now, were there over the last year, who was the rider you cheered for the most other than Tadej?
Geraint Thomas.
Oh, wow. So you had a depressing
Okay, well,
year.
actually, always Mateo. Always Mateo. Huge Mateo super fan. Mateo, please come on the podcast. But I love Geraint Thomas. I'm always going to root for him.
Okay. Paul, who do you always cheer
Always
for?
Wout.
Always Wout.
Yeah. Yeah, I like his personality. I
Yep.
like his
Writing
demeanor
style,
and his writing style.
I was going to say wow.
his nationality.
Well,
And that
David, you were, now that Peter Sagan's retired.
I was literally about to say Wout's my new Peter.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
that's
he's
a good
pretty freaking
choice.
cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
Man.
That's a good choice.
He just needs to win worlds now.
Yeah.
See, I know I wasn't allowed to say Tade, but I'm gonna say Tade because he was the one that I rooted for the most throughout
Yeah.
all of the races he participated in.
Really?
Yeah, I think I like to see the history being made in front of us.
Okay, so clearly you don't. But does anybody else here root against Tade?
No, but it's just like you don't have to root for him.
But see, that's my point. It's like
It's
there
just-
are people that are
he
really
doesn't-
good in the past that I would root against, but
Yeah.
I won't root
Froome.
against Tade.
Oh, absolutely
Exactly,
not.
because he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Voldemort.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will find a small portion of me going, I'd like to see somebody else win this.
Okay.
But then when he does what he does, I just sit back and go, holy shit, we're
Yeah.
in a time.
You know I'm
Of
going to see
magic.
him racing next year.
Yes, Sam.
It's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I do
I'm
also
gonna
find
be
my
there too.
He will be there too.
I'm crashing the trip.
He is.
Yeah. Good man.
of course, of course. Waples boys,
Yes.
follow the broadcasting rules.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
What's that?
Whoever Pat's looking at can talk. No, I'm kidding. Jackson, you were saying something.
I also find myself rooting for Remco a little bit, especially because he's faced so much adversity
yeah.
over the past couple of years. That I like to see him do well at the tour. I was excited for him when he got third. I was excited for him when he won both of the things at the Olympics. So
His growth and his maturity have been coming along. I will have to admit, I do still have a little bit of a sour spot because sometimes I'll see that little bit of that tantrum type of person come about.
However, you wonder though.
This is coming from a guy who at a Twilight Series this year got swept and walked to
And we
his
heard
car.
him.
Yeah.
The bike worked, but I walked to the car just to prove a point.
I also think, in education they teach you're a product of your environment, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Remco is been at a team with a director
Yeah.
who is pretty tantrum prone.
Ding
So-
dong, the witch is dead.
Yeah, so-
Witch, oh witch, the wicked witch.
So you
Ding
wonder
dong, the
if-
wicked witch is retired.
Yeah, exactly. You wonder if a little bit of that kind of rubbed off on him.
Yeah.
Everybody also told him, "You're the next Eddie Merckx."
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
whole
yeah.
lot pushing against the guy to
Whole
be
lot
like,
money.
"Why isn't everything going well for me?"
Like Mark Cavendish was, I would say, like one of those kind of guys
Yeah.
that you would, was just edgy and.
Yeah,
I don't know,
didn't
now
like
I'm a
Mark
Mark
for a long
fan.
time. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't like Mark for a
So
long time.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I would agree. Like I think he has grown on me.
Yeah.
He's just young.
Were there any riders you cheered against
Yep.
this year? Paul?
Yep.
Phillipson.
Matthew Vanderpool.
Jesper.
Really?
Yeah. There's something about him. I think he's very talented and everything, but I don't know. He, showing up at cross races in his Lamborghini, and it's just a little bit much. And he's
swagger.
nothing. He appears to be a nice guy
Big
and everything,
dick
but
energy.
it's just like, it's. I don't like to see that in cycling.
Okay.
It's a small sport, and that's NBA stuff. And look how bad NBA's doing right now. I don't want it to go that way. NBA's lost 54% of their viewership in the last.
Really?
Yeah, it's tanking. But a lot of that is because they just get paid big money and just do their thing.
Yeah.
They don't care, and I don't want to see that happen. And he's probably not that type of guy, but I don't like.
He's tied to Jasper. And so
Yeah,
I would say I'm with him, but
Do-
Jasper is king.
Is your
for
problem with
somebody I don't
Jasper
like.
from the documentary?
It's a part of it,
That
totally.
chain?
But I just think that even before that, like God, I did not like how many people he was chopping that year,
Yeah.
like before that even came out.
He was bad.
He was
bad
just a
about that.
jerk. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of did root a little bit against Jonas Vingegaard.
Did you?
Yeah, as seeing last year how just completely it wasn't even a race in the tour.
Okay. Yeah.
I was, however, it was a twofold type of situation. I found myself rooting against him in that I wanted like this amazing 2024 for us to all be like, wow, this is probably one of the best riders we will ever see in our entire lifetime. But at the same time, I was also thinking, this guy came from a really serious crash. I'm kind of rooting for him to get second over Remco at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things where I rooted against him, but I also rooted for him.
Okay.
You ever had those riders?
I mean, he also like got humbled this year. That was
did a lot.
and he took it in stride.
Mhm.
Like that tour, like he fought tooth and nail for everything.
Yeah.
You know, which I respect.
And that Basque Country crash, I would love to see a July with riders showing up who haven't had these drastic injuries.
And that's why I found myself rooting for and against all at the same time.
Sure.
Because I
No,
knew the adversity, like Remco, that he'd faced.
Yeah.
And it was inspiring to see somebody come back from something so bad and do so well.
Yeah.
It just shows like the pure genetic talent he has within him.
I asked you guys a lot if you were getting sick of the Tade thing throughout the year. And maybe that was me, pressing upon you guys to just finally fucking agree with me. But I wanted to see races that were closer. And I would love to see an injury-free Tour de France. I would love to see an injury-free classic season, because I think if you have a Jonas Vingegaard and a Jumbo-Visma team that is firing on all cylinders, and you have a Tade and those guys firing on all cylinders, I think it will still probably go in the way of Tadej Pogačar, but I think it would be really fun to watch. And that's what we can only hope for. I remember watching that Tour of the Basque Country, and one of my lowlights of the season was that moment. I was sitting in my RV in Chelan. It was raining so I couldn't ride that day because it melts. It melts me.
Yes.
It hurts.
It's medical.
It does. Yeah. My pain is worse than everybody else's
It's
pain.
medical.
Yeah,
It's not.
exactly. Yeah. My VO2 is lower than everybody else's. No, I'm weak. But watching that crash happen was definitely my low point of the year, and I want to see enough of this bullshit, by the way, about how do we control these crashes and rider speed and stuff like that. It's like, I think this is a part of the sport. I think people are going balls out, and I think that is what has changed in the sport, is that everybody's racing for everything. And we're going to see more crashes, but maybe we need to upgrade helmet technology or something like that. I don't know. I don't have any solutions. I'm a piece of shit.
Well,
Go back to
it's
wool
not
jerseys.
It's not their heads. It's backs, punctured
Backs,
lungs,
shoulders,
shoulder blades,
Yeah, exactly.
collarbones,
Yeah.
knees.
Talk to me about the teams. Are there any teams that surprised you in those rankings? And that is the second sheet you all have. I'll go through while you guys all think. UAE at first, Visma Lisa Bike second, Lidl Trek third, Soudal Quickstep fourth, Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe, Decathlon AG Desert Le Mondial. I find that one a surprise.
Yeah, but that's Ben O'Connor.
Yeah,
I
this
think
is-
that leaned heavily upon
I was going
that.
to say, Ben O'Connor's back hurts from carrying all of them.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by Little Trek.
Yeah.
I kind of would suspect like Red Bull or Soudal to be up there in the
When
third.
you think about the Giro and how much
Yeah,
Jonathan
yeah.
Milan won.
Yeah.
He won like 4 stages.
They went from
Yeah.
the 9th ranked team in 2023 to the 3rd in 2024, which is an incredible jump.
Yeah.
Well, Decathlon went from 16th to 6th.
They had an incredible beginning of the year.
Yeah.
De-
Mads was flying early, too.
Decathlon.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Little Trek.
Decathlon.
Yeah.
They really stamped their new bikes, everything, and then they kind of fizzled out towards the end.
Yeah. How are they going to stop the bleeding when we look over at Ineos Grenadiers, who was the 3rd ranked team in 2023 to the 8th ranked team in 2024? 5-point drop.
I think getting rid of a cancer is really going to make things a little bit
You
a little
heard
bit
it
more
here
fresh.
first, everybody. I don't think
Speaking
Tom's ever
of
coming
an
on the
athlete
show.
that shows up in a very expensive car to a
Yeah,
cross race.
yeah.
He's another
There's
one.
another guy that we root against.
Yeah.
Ever
yeah.
since you kind of hear about how he acts.
Yeah.
I think that is really going to change things. I think that they can really start to focus on that like all for one mentality, because they don't really have really big name riders, and I think that's a really good way for a team like Ineos to rebuild themselves, is to just have a bunch of riders who might not be the biggest names, but they're all in it to just die for each other.
Yeah.
Because as we've seen in this sport, mentality can sometimes and togetherness can win over pure raw talent.
I don't care how much you get paid. You got to like the person that you're suffering for.
Yeah.
You got to like that person. And that's so critical.
Oh, well,
and
you're
you can
talking
see
about percentages too, like tiny amounts. Like if you like somebody, you're willing to dig so much deeper for that, as opposed to it's like, well, I'm gonna get paid, so whatever.
Yeah. You're going, I'm supposed to pull to the bottom of this climb, and I get to the bottom of the climb, and I still feel pretty good, but the guy's a total twat. I'm pulling the plug.
That's why I kind of like the Wout and Jonas combo. Not this year, obviously, but the year before, where like I feel like one of the most iconic memories for me in the last couple of years was Wout getting destroyed. I don't remember what stage or what climb led Jonas in, and then there was some reason he had to go bridge back up, and he dug so deep. And I'm just assuming, I'm making it up in my head that they like really enjoy each other. I don't know if they do or not.
Yeah, I hope so.
But I hope so.
I think so.
Even if they're just cordial to each other, that's different. You know, you know, there are people I work with. There are people in the show that I would work for. Just end all through bleeding out my eyeballs. But there's one of you assholes
sitting right in front of you.
I'm just saying.
One direction or the other.
One of you guys are here.
Oh, come on. I thought we really made turns here.
I don't see it with when you look at just talking about that relationship dynamic with Jasper and Wout, though. I'm like, I don't really understand why Wout buries himself. Or I'm sorry,
I know
Matthew Vanderpool. I don't understand why he buries himself.
Did you see the last Unchained?
Yeah.
There was a
finished
very
it.
uncomfortable moment when they're rubbing each other's legs.
Oh.
So there
I gotta
might be
finish the
something
series.
more to it.
It's physical.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's an attraction.
I
there,
jest, people.
You
I
heard it here
jest.
first.
which there is nothing wrong with.
No.
What are there any teams you guys see looking ahead? Are there any teams you guys see making a gigantic change in the game and doing something dramatically different next year?
14?
Yeah,
Tudor.
Tudor.
Yeah,
you
look
see
at that
you
last
see a
year.
big
Huge.
2025 from Tudor.
Hershey, number 3.
Yeah,
Yeah, or was he 3?
Alaphilippe.
Alaphilippe. They got a little bit more money in there.
Where are they on here?
Tudor's way down.
From last year.
24. Or no, 22.
They went up 2.
Yeah,
But I think you're going to see a
top
bunch
10
of
maybe?
those. What?
Tudor top 10 maybe?
I don't know, but I think there's relegation coming up next year, and that's where you have to be in the top 18, and those that are not are going to be.
Is Astana ever gonna make a comeback?
No.
Oh,
Probably not.
Israel Premier Tech.
So they actually moved up.
They
8
did.
points.
Yeah.
Holy
Stevie Williams winning.
8 points.
What was
Guys,
Flesh Malone
44.
really helped.
Okay, I need to know what a team's salary is and what position they're in, because that Israel Premier Tech has got to be the highest, like for
Cost
salary
ratio.
Yes, and the lowest on this.
Well, it's going to get a lot better on their paycheck
Frumey's
next
gonna
year.
retire.
Froome's retiring.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll help him out.
The one that I'm interested to see what he looks like next year with this rider. I'm interested to see what EF looks like with Kasper Askren.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. I think that's a rider that they could actually get behind and ride for.
Yeah.
I worry that they're dropping, though. I could see one of those. I could see them kind of dropping into that.
This year they finished
out
in
of
14th.
18th.
They dropped 3 places from 11th last year.
Because they've got really, really good riders. It's just they're not as good.
Yeah.
Obviously, Bettiol was not so happy he left midseason.
Yeah.
Something
to
going on.
a way worse situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way worse.
Astana?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's not Astana this next year.
No,
Oh, it's
they
some
brought in a
weird-
Chinese sponsor. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
All right. To round out the 2024 for the races, I just have some categories, and you guys don't even know this, so I'm going to put you on the spot. We're going to go round robin here. Best male rider of 2024. I'm softballing the first one too. Sorry to softball players.
Tadej Pogacar.
Yeah,
Same.
Could have used that one.
Yeah, I think we're all going to go with that one.
Yeah.
Best female rider of 2024.
Should I go first again?
Yeah.
Lotte Kopecky.
Kristen Faulkner.
Oh,
That's a fair shout.
okay.
I say, well, just because of her Tour de France Femme. That was
Nimi Doma?
such. Yeah,
Yeah.
she dug in deep, really deep. I think that was, to me, like the highlight of the women's cycling calendar.
That was a team that needed that.
And
Yeah.
and just to watch, it was probably the most exciting
It was a
race.
great
I
race.
saw the whole.
It was a great
Because she
race.
knew she needed the bonus points,
Mhm.
and I can't remember
She was a Demi.
who knows. Demi was ahead.
Yeah.
And she won the stage. Did she win or get second? But whatever, with her time bonuses, she had like 4 seconds to spare.
Was she with
and
Buck
there was somebody
Pierce?
behind
Yeah.
her, and she was sprinting, and they came around. So
Yeah.
she didn't get her bonus points, but they tallied back and
Mhm.
by 4 seconds. That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
close. The
Mhm.
closest Tour de France.
Yeah.
So that's my vote.
Just gonna copy.
She dug deep.
I was gonna copy Jackson. Like,
You were going to come in with. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Hard to look
she-
past
she-
that. She had a really
rocked
good.
it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I was actually going to go with Kessia Niwiudoma just because of that day, that ride, that, because it was, she's been working her ass off to get that final, to get those big wins.
And she didn't
it
have the
just
team
didn't- cards
support
didn't
either
land.
that
Yeah.
Demi had.
Yeah.
Best one-day race of 2024, Jackson.
That's an interesting one because I find that a lot of our one-day races were kind of blowouts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a style of racing now.
It might be preferential, but I might say Strada Bianca.
Okay.
I thought that was a history day,
Yeah.
or a historic day, rather.
Sam?
Men's Worlds was really cool.
That was
Damn.
really
Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then also Women's Road. That was unbelievable that she stepped in and she won that race. Like
Who's she?
Kristen Faulkner.
Okay.
Oh.
You're
Yeah,
saying
sorry.
women's
go-
road.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I thought he said Olympic.
That's okay. Yeah.
Road.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really cool race too. So I think both of those are my top rides.
Paul, best one day.
Well, I already said it. It was that stage, in the women's fem
Yeah.
on that stage. Because it couldn't be more dramatic. It was the last stage, the last time to make up time.
That was an
and she just
amazing
dug
day
in
of
deep.
bike racing. That was
So-
an amazing day of bike racing.
But that's not a one day.
yeah.
But it was one day in cycling.
Thank
so-
you. Yeah.
But
yeah.
nevertheless, I would go through actually Milan San Remo.
That was pretty
For me, yeah, it was like you did not know the outcome.
Yeah.
And everybody was throwing everything up at the Poggio.
Mhm.
And
Those
it was
hills
like
were
nothing.
aren't steep
Nothing was
enough.
happening.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just chaos.
I mean, a very pure sprinter won it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David?
Well, you got greedy and took 2. But I thought it was pretty freaking sweet seeing, Tade do stuff that he didn't even think he could do at Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think we were all I feel like viewers were probably more confident than he was when that happened. Like,
I agree.
oh, yeah.
Mhm.
But listening to him afterwards, like that, it was insane. So,
What was the race where Tade was slamming his legs because he was cramping?
I thought that was,
it was
Worlds.
wasn't it?
Was
He
that Worlds?
cramping at the end, yeah.
Yeah. Was that
Like
one?
with a lap to go.
I
or
think
2
so,
laps.
yeah.
Or it was the Italian
He was definitely
Bianca.
cramping at Worlds.
not Strada Bianca.
No, he was soft.
It was
pedal.
another one that said in September.
Oh, it was
Lombardia?
Lombardia. It was either my
I
guess
think it
would
might
be
have
it
been
was
last year's Lombardia or something.
Yeah,
Who
I think it
knows?
was
There's
last
so
year.
many
It was
wins.
last year's Lombardia
Yeah.
where he was pounding his legs.
Yeah.
Okay. So many wins. And I was going to go with Strada Bianca too, just because the fact that he called his shot.
Yeah.
He said that was when he was going to go. There were no surprises. He just said, I'm attacking here.
That's so baller.
That's Babe Ruth shit.
Yeah.
Right there.
That
Yeah.
was the start to, I think, probably one of the craziest years we've seen in a while.
Yeah, absolutely. My next one was going to be best victory of 2024, but I think we all kind of called that. I was going to say Kristen Faulkner's Olympic gold because that was such a great day. How about the coolest bike of the year 2024? You could go team bike if you want. What was the best looking one out there?
That's a good question. Can I answer with 2? Because
I guess so.
I'm between Tade's all pinked out bike,
Oh yeah,
or Biniam Girmay's all greened out bike.
that was a beautiful green bike. That cube.
Yeah.
that was pretty.
yeah. Those are my 2 favorites of the year. Because he never rode a yellow bike,
Nope.
which I was surprised about.
Yeah.
Yeah, pink Giro.
Okay.
Tade.
That Colnago.
Yeah, man, I'm not even a huge Colnago fan, but
I used to be, but now it's just
I
like
am
stupid
now.
expensive. Yeah. Paul?
I don't know. I don't even look at the bikes.
You don't?
No.
How about just team issue?
Team issue bikes. I don't know. I have to think about it. There's so much things that out there. I would never ride a
Who rides
Specialized.
BMC?
Don't ride.
Yeah.
Tutor.
Tutor?
So probably the
completely
Yeah, and I'm
different
not too big of a fan on there.
He's on time now.
Yeah.
Oh, good point. Good point.
And so could you.
I like BMC, but their new R.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Not for me.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite. So.
David?
Well, before you clarified the team bike part, I was gonna say freaking Paul's new time, best bike of the year that I've
That's
seen.
a team
man.
bike.
Yeah,
That's our team.
That's our team. Yeah, the freaking color, the way you built it up, that thing's gorgeous. So.
Yeah. I was gonna say Cavs Villiers because that is I like that kind of that paint job they did with it. I
Marble.
thought it was
Yeah.
good looking. I thought it was a good looking bike. So there we go. Let's switch to personal challenges, gentlemen. Looking ahead to 2025, anything on the top of your mind? If I said, "What do you want to achieve in 2025?" Give it a short response. Jackson.
I got a series of mine.
Yeah. Okay. Keeping cards close to the chest. Yeah.
What are you referring to? Anyway, make it to the top of either Alpe d'Huez or Mont Ventoux.
That's okay. Okay.
That's a big climb.
It is.
Pedaling, you what?
Shut up, idiot.
I'll be there.
You
Push me.
hit him with his tiny ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Little perky butt.
He doesn't have to take that up.
Yeah. Fall.
I'd like to podium. Everybody have it. Okay. Tour de Boom.
Hey, drink. David.
I think I was thinking it'd be nice to take the mountain bike series this year.
Okay.
Didn't take it
Wednesday
last
Did he
year.
get second last year?
Yeah, I didn't get to go to all races, so
The Wednesday nights.
Wednesday night mountain bike series.
Okay,
I think it'd be
there
fun. Yeah, take that.
I always set a goal for 20 start lines. 20 starts.
What did we talk about? Smart goals.
No, I've hit it every year.
You have?
Oh yeah, I hit it all the time.
Okay.
The Wednesday night series
25?
is like 9 of them.
This
Okay.
count next year?
Yeah. It's
Is their calendar out yet?
Oh, for Tuesdays?
Every
Yes.
It's Tuesdays now?
The Wednesday night's mountain bike race.
For what, May and June or
gotcha.
something?
I was
Or
thinking,
our Thursdays, excuse me,
Yeah.
not Tuesdays.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I hit it every year.
Okay.
I don't want to rely on this, and this is in all seriousness. I don't want to use AFib as a crutch, but I want to go through an entire prep season to see what I can do. It's been a while, since I've kind of achieved the things that I really want to achieve. And I'm setting probably pretty high standards for myself, but and I can probably stop drinking. But I'd like to see what a full winter and spring were like, and see where that comes out and bring it to fruition. I can't complain. I got a third a couple of years ago. 2 years ago. God, I'm pitiful. But I'd be able to see what that happens. I think that'd be cool. So to go from there. Does anybody have Jackson? We know what his target event is. Does anybody have a specific event target? Paul said his was the one we
Turtable.
can't because we're getting low on beer.
Yeah.
Trying to do top 20 at the because last year at the Whiskey 50 I was like top 50 and I was thinking top 20 would be pretty cool this year.
I'm doing. I'm gonna do Belgian waffle in Montana. I'm gonna hit that one. I like some of the diesel motor challenges. Where you just keep the watts going.
Have you signed
for
up
a
for
long
that?
way. No, I haven't signed up for it yet.
It goes up tomorrow.
Oh.
At midnight.
Well,
I think I'm gonna sign up tonight.
I'm gonna be buying something tonight or tomorrow night.
I think that mine would be.
Maybe
I think a
not
realistic
dying
top
at every
20
gravel
at a-
race we ever
yeah,
do.
top
Jesus.
20 at a Freda and not have to be pushed.
And I like Sam. You came up with the other day. It's just kind of having a team gathering where we all get to sit down and all kind of share calendars and like, hey, let's do this and do that. I kind of want to hit the race that makes you drink beer whenever we say it. I kind of want to hit it. It's not my kind of race.
I know. I thought about it today.
It's too much
really
climbing.
affordable, like for a 4-stage 3-day race.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to do it unless you guys do it. Like, it's not on my list but that's why I want to sit down and chat, because if there's like a group going, those are the best races when we all go.
But what was the toughest day you had in 2024 on the bike?
100%. It's our stupid ass 90-mile road race. I sat in the back of my. I got in the back of my car.
Jackson
and I died
just
that
lit
day.
up. You died.
Yeah, that was, and then you want to know what happened the next day? The damn chain broke. So that was. If I have a 2 days, those are my 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. God, you chimed in quick on
Because
that
it was a pretty good season, and that was a very, very low point.
I instantly also had one. It was Tri-Cities, that race in March, 90 miles I did on a brand new bike. Never hurt so bad. Remember I was talking about how bad I've wanted to quit? I've never wanted to quit a race in my life.
Yeah.
And that was the worst race I've ever had in my life. It hurt so bad. March.
Yeah.
90 miles.
Yeah.
Either a Freda or the Walla Walla Grit.
Probably
Both-
Freda.
Yeah, but I was like so close to like having a heart attack at Walla Walla Grit.
Yeah.
Fair.
Those both were awful.
Paul?
I'm trying to think.
You know what? I'm in the same boat, my friend.
I don't know.
What?
I'm sure I just stuff it back away. I
Yeah.
don't wanna
My
evoke
worst
bad
worst
things.
day of the past couple of years was that return on that fucking bikepacking trip. And that honestly, I have not felt worse since then. Every day's been up since then.
Yeah, when you hit bottom,
Oh, it
like
was
that. There's nothing.
Oh,
It's
bottom.
Like,
It was
oh,
like
yeah.
it was like lying in the gutter, pumped up full of meth, tired, seeing the tracks in your arms, just living a life of a prostitute. I mean, I was in that kind of a gutter.
Seem to
when
know.
I got
That
home
is
from that.
bad.
To speak in metaphor, of
You
course.
seem to know a lot about these gutters.
Yeah. Well,
Jesus.
He's been downtown.
all the great ones have spent time in the gutter. Edgar Allan Poe died in one. But that was one of my worst days ever on the bike, coming home from that thing. Front flat tire, 98 degrees Fahrenheit, bike weighing too much. And that it wasn't even this year. So
Yeah.
That's
I kind of
memorable.
agree with you, Paul. Man, I'm just like going, I had a great year, but because
That
nothing
is
was
memorable.
that. Yeah. I can't think of one.
We should do a bikepacking trip next year.
We should do like a 30-mile bikepacking trip.
You know what? I will do it.
I would do that.
I will credit card bike pack.
That's what I would
Oh,
never
yeah.
do anything else.
Yeah.
We're staying in hotels.
If I'm
Yeah.
staying in hotels, you got a deal.
Nice hotels.
I slept in a tent, and when I said, "Where's the nearest store?" and the lady looks at me and she goes, "Oh, it's only 25 miles that way," and I went, "I have just ridden
Listen here.
90 miles to get here. You think I'm going to tack on another 50 just because you think it's?"
No, we're going
That's a
somewhere where
dark
they wash
place.
our kits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys, we're getting down there. So let's get to the segments for tomorrow night. David doesn't get one because he doesn't respond. Brought to us by our friends at Time Bicycles. Of course, as we said, Paul's is the most beautiful one out there. We're on board with him for 2025 and hopefully beyond. Check out our website, soon to be updated. We're going to start with I'm going to give myself a segment tonight, and I'm going with the triple P, Pat's psychological perspective, and I want to bring to the table something that I'm either weekly that I'm either worried, stressed, concerned, or even happy about. So that's what I'm going to bring to the table for here.
that.
I got to come up with that. So, and what I wanted to do, basically, by the way, this is basically to gain reinforcement and perhaps unfuck myself. That was spent beat. Funny. Tonight, I want to call out longtime listener, of course, member of the Packfiller, and a guy I used to race with all the effing time, and guy who's going to ride the 24-hour solo this year. I want to talk about Jack Broadhead.
He's doing that.
Yeah. He is.
Freaking
Solo?
legend.
Yeah.
Thanks for the shot classes.
Yeah,
Jack.
yeah, exactly. Jack Broadhead showed up here the other day. He'd always been talking about Jack Broadhead's responsible for you guys not having to go upstairs and bother my wife when you have to take a piss during the show. Okay, I call it the pither. Okay, it is now we not only have a full working studio, we have a working urinal. And for a while that was a little awkward. It's kind of out there in the middle of nowhere. Jack had been talking to me for months about a door. And Jack said, "Are you in town this weekend?" I got the door. And I said, "Jack, you don't have to do this." He says, "Nope, I want to do it. I want to bring you a door." And I'm like, "All right, what is it going to be? Those cowboy doors?" Kind of a thing like that. Nope. Jack showed up here at the house, brought a framed door, perfectly framed door, mounted it in there. Outside of it is yellow, he said, because he wanted to paint it like the yellow jersey. The inside of it, when you go in to take a urine experience, Jack and his I think his daughters or his granddaughters, Jack, you're going to have to correct me on this one, decoupaged the inside of the door with classic magazine photos from bike magazines. He didn't want me to see it in this little pisser over here. And so yeah, you got it at the end of the show. So there are certain moments in life that, the pay it forward moments, the moments I got to stop and take a mental snapshot in life. And I thought that was the coolest effing thing I've seen in a long time. And Jack was so kind to do that. So thanks, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah. Paul, you got to change the times for us? Wait, do I do themes anymore? Come on. Amateur asshole.
How long have you been doing this?
Since 1999.
Yes.
The computer has just been invented.
Radio is still hot on the air.
It's my 5200 Mac computer.
Sam, that was a brilliant old style radio voice.
Oh,
Radio still hot on the air. You wouldn't believe this. This new thing, podcasts. People are thinking of doing it. There's one asshole in his basement doing it about bike racing. What a fool! Ha 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 ha! Jimmer jabber.
Paul, you got a JG type source?
Yeah, it's not too deep or anything, but I thought
Doesn't have to be.
Well, good. So I was stumbled across. It's called Dogfights, and it used to be on the History Channel, but it's on YouTube. And it's not dogs.
Wasn't Kanye into that?
It has nothing to do
Michael
with
Vick.
Michael Vick. No, Michael
Yeah.
Vick stuff. This is actual computer animated from dogfights from World War I all the way up, and World War II and stuff. And when my dad, it was like I think 4 days before he ended up dying, I sat down and talked to him about bike racing, and I was telling him about especially crits because you have to respond, and you're downloading everything that's happening. If not, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of people who just put their head down and went on a breakaway, but for me it was a constant battle. So I was watching these dogfights, and it is the similarity. And he said that's what it was. Is he said that when he did dogfights, they called it rat racing when he was a fighter pilot, and you'd go against each other. That it's a matter of knowing what that person's abilities are and what their weaknesses are, and you have to be honest with yourself what your weak. A lot of people don't want to say their weakness, or they'll say, well, that was not fair. People make excuses. He had this and this. You can't do that, and I think that's what's cool about, especially crit racing. I think that's why I got a kick out of it, is that when you race, the more you race and you're familiar with the people, not so much the equipment like airplanes, but their tactics, you can use that to your benefit, and then you have to hide your cards. And I thought it was pretty cool because everything that I saw on these dogfights, I'm like, oh, that's just like crit racing, The Zero had a higher rate of climb. It could climb. It was more maneuverable.
Yeah.
And then the Hellcat came around, and it could actually outclimb it. And all these mistakes that these old salty ace Japanese fighter pilots were making mistakes because they were thinking, "This is my maneuver. I outclimb these guys. Stall. I roll down. Boom.
Yeah.
We're done." And even pulling lead. They're talking about pulling lead when you go into banking. And the whole idea is you never get your nose below horizontal because you're going to drop. And you're pulling lead. So this guy's trying to keep his nose above horizontal, and you have to get ahead because you have deflective shots because you're shooting on the run. And it's like that in a way is the same thing, like hitting corners when you're looking at, you see somebody taking a corner and you start down low and it's like, I can shoot that gap at the right moment, that type of thing. And I think that I thought it was a very cool thing that people, if you want to know what crit racing is like especially when it's, when you race a crit, when there's 80 plus people, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You're fighting every single second. And And then dogfight world, that's called a furball, where all these planes are going all over, and some of the problems that you get fixated on trying to do what you want to do, and just like crit racing, and then something else happens because you're too fixated. You have to always be peripheral and stuff. So anyway, I thought it was cool, and I think if you ever go on YouTube and look at dogfights, and you can kind of run a parallel. Yeah, very cool.
So everybody out there, remember that when you're lining up in a crit with Paul, that if he had a gun, he would shoot you down. Yeah, right. He would shoot you. Okay. No, dude, that's really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. That's damn it. All right, we got a fit tips. Bike Fit Sam. I hope you knew this was coming. Yep. I threw this at you.
Trainer.
Thanks to Ambassador Cycling. Get fit to get fit. Check out ambassadorcycling.com. This one just popped into my head. Indoor riding issues. For those of us who spend more than 30 minutes, hi David, on their bikes, when you're indoors, you don't stand up very often. Mm-hmm. And also, Paul brought this up in a past show about when you're thinking about position, you're thinking about that aerodynamic position, yet you're craning your neck back to look at a monitor that might be on the wall. Some people obviously have them nice on a music stand in front of them or something like that. I run Apple TV, and so it's on the wall ahead of me. And I caught myself today, and the back of my neck started hurting. So should you tweak your position to adjust for these types of things? Or, should you drop the nose of your saddle down a little bit this time of year because you're not riding, or something like that? Standing up out of the saddle. Are there things you should do, or should you stick to what the original design was?
Yeah, great question. Every year I usually raise my stack. So I raise my stemma up on the fork probably 1 to 2 centimeters during trainer season.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, but it's just because, once again, I'm usually looking at a screen, so save my neck. And you can do things from getting around that by lowering your screen. Forward thinking probably would have mounted my TV a little lower in that room.
Exactly.
But, so there's stuff like that I would do. But what's cool about the trainer, like I got a new bike and I currently have it set up on the trainer because I've been dialing in my fit. Because if a problem is going to come up, it's going to come up on the trainer. And so, it's the magnifying glass. It is.
Wow.
And so, I have, fished out several issues with the new bike. I haven't it set up on that. So that by the time I get to the season, hopefully it's, firing on all cylinders and I'm ready to go and I'm not doing so much of this tweaking. But what I just recommend is when people get, set up on, use your bike on a trainer and try to make sure that you're level. That's a big thing. If you're using the old wheel in, you're probably going to be, needing to stack your front wheel a little bit.
Yeah.
But what I do then with my new trainer that's direct drive is I've just measured up to the axle and then just make sure the front is actually, I'm riding slightly uphill, right now.
Yeah, as you were saying earlier about getting one of those things that raise or lower.
And so mine, it's I'd be riding probably up a 1-2% grade. It's pretty minor, but I personally would rather hold that for an hour as opposed to be dead flat and weighted more in my hands.
Remy, I think next week we should talk about that thing that raises or lowers you. I mean, I'll ask this next week. Does raising your bike really make it authentic climbing, or does the position work different muscles? What's the authenticity of that device?
A great question. I'd have to look into the Wahoo.
Yeah, that one popped into my head. Jackson, you got anything? No?
Cut, because we already talked about motivation.
Oh, you did?
That's what we were going to
Okay, there we go. Well, let's get to the final question, shall we? Gentlemen, this is an easy one. First and foremost, have a happy New Year, you guys.
You as well.
And to everybody. David, you missed this part. Are you going to stay up till midnight?
Probably because Danielle flies in at 10, so I'm going to go pick her up.
Oh.
Gotta get my smooch.
What are you smooch? What are you going to toast at midnight? What's the beverage of toast that you're going to have at midnight?
What kind of alcohol?
Yeah.
I've already got a bottle of wine for Danielle and I.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice. Very
Italian.
Simple. Yeah.
It's cool.
Classic.
I hid the Italian wine that I got from you.
region.
We haven't had it yet.
Oh, it's the same. I got a similar one,
Really?
but the cheaper version for Danielle and I. Yeah.
Oh, you give me the spinner? Jeez.
You're worth it.
Oh, thanks, Pookie. Here we go. You guys ready for it? What should the Packfiller bring to the table in 2025? I'll just open this up. What should we do that's different or add or continue? Is there anything in the back of your minds? And this is also open to the listeners. If you have an idea, throw it at us. What should we do? I'm tired of coming up with all the fucking ideas.
All right. We should do where we're like go to a race, Wenatchee, whatever it is. Hopefully it's a multi-day.
Yeah.
And we do like maybe 1 or 2 podcasts there where we're, like a very brief, doesn't have to be very long, but we can just like, hey, record us all talking, what happened, what could have done better, how was the race scenario.
Audio or video or
I think
both?
we could do both,
Yeah.
but I think that it would just be cool to do like a roundhouse event of like our collective view on it.
Okay. Anybody else?
Some live podcasts.
Some in store or in pub shows.
Yep.
Those are fun.
I got a couple location spots.
Okay.
I think if we all go, I have 2. I think if we all go to a race, we could all
Don't worry
take-
about the theme
okay.
ending out. I don't.
We could
give a
all
shit.
take a little like snippet of our own like race perspectives throughout the weekend. No GoPros on bikes or anything like that. Just like how we're feeling, stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then I think we could host a ride or 2.
Oh.
You gotta do too many, man. I was gonna say host ride.
That's David's. He came up with that one.
Thank you.
That was
I
David.
stole it from him.
Right.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say host ride.
No, that's really good because there are times I'm not gonna lie that I'm just kind of going, okay, what sets us apart? What makes this show different? And in a lot of cases, it is, and I've said this before. I always wanted to focus the show on the characters, the people. We're not going to out scoop cycling news or pro cycling stats. We're not a news-based show, and we're not going to cover all the sports completely equally in depth all the time. But sometimes, as I say, it's like a group ride with friends, and at least one of us at one point in time is the asshole. And I think that's what makes it fun. And how can we not exploit, but how can we make it something more dynamic and interesting for everybody? So those are awesome. And it doesn't always have to be audio. It could be audio and video. God knows I got enough cameras, masters in film, and things like that. So thanks, you guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
And thank everybody for following along with us for the journey. And we will. Here's to 2025. We're all out of drink, but
Not me.
to 2025, you assholes. Yeah.
Cheers.
Catch you next week.
Back one.
Next week.
Yeah.